¿Qué onda, Lupe Maniacs? Con ustedes, Lupe, Lucha Lupe. Este es el primer episodio que tenemos de Lucha for One.
If you're here, eso es histórico. Y hoy queremos hablar de TripleMania. Porque obviamente nos encanta WWE, pero la lucha libre en estas noches.
Sí.
La lucha libre es lo que nos gusta más,
Sí,
which is why you're Lucha Lupe.
Sí.
En lucha libre.
No hay nada como ver a hombres, mujeres exóticos sudando, dando maromas en el aire. Esa suena como una muy buena tarde para mí.
Sí, y de hecho, cuando yo me di cuenta, o nos dimos cuenta de que WWE había adquirido AAA, I was at WWE Wrestling.
The Mexicans are taking over Vegas.
Anyway, that was historic for me. And then we went to
Worlds Collide, el segundo en la historia.
And it was amazing. We had so much fun. And honestly, it was probably, that event felt better than anything at WrestleMania, which maybe you guys are not going to like that. I love WrestleMania, but I think because nos gusta la lucha más, sí. We have that bias.
Yeah. Honestly, compared to all the pay-per-views that I have seen from the main brands of WWE, you did not see the crowd having such a blast as World Collides. It felt like we were in a party. Because, when Lucha Libre is done good, that's what it feels like. It's not just a sports entertainment, it's like a fucking party.
Something that I noticed, now having that Los Dos, right? Being at the freaking crazy atmosphere that is WrestleMania, and I loved it. It was amazing to be at WrestleMania, especially with Jey Uso, cuando salió Cody Rhodes and John Cena, right? Like, these are big. Or cuando salió Stone Cold in his thing, and that atmosphere was insane. Pero, I don't know, again, maybe it's just the bias of lucha, the bias of, being Latinos, Mexicans, porque es otra cosa. So, when we were able to witness that and seeing Dominic, right? Dominic Mysterio pop up and crash that event and con la Jessica, right? La Liv con la Jessica being scared.
I know.
Seeing it in person, ¿cómo te sentiste?
It feels like when you play WWE 2K and you download a luchador, you're like, alright, fuck it. El Hijo del Santo against HBK, against Mascarita Sagrada, and Andre the Giant. Yeah, like all those crazy matchups, holy shit. But okay, now it's technically a possibility in the WWE universe. Not likely, exactly. But a possibility.
So right now, that's what we're talking about, because we were researching for, what's already announced on the card. Y I'm like, yo vi sobre el niño hamburguesa with
Niño hamburguesa campeón ahora.
I'm like con a Mystery One, and something's happening, but it hasn't been released yet. So I'm like, lo soñé o qué pedo. But we're one step closer. Like, who would have thought that those names were ever going to be in the same lines as Triple H?
Ya quiero que get them out of retirement. Pimpinela contra Undertaker. ¡Vámonos!
¡Pimpinela!
¡Vámonos,
Pimpi!
Sí.
Team Pimpi all the way.
Cabellera contra cabellera.
So being there, right, and then now seeing Dominic, how he just has such great dynamic with Penta también desde el principio, right? Porque lo invitaron, Penta dijo que no. And then, the bien pendejo. I love that.
He does the bien pendejo in the...
Is that what that means?
Yeah. In the... That's not what he does?
I don't know. I didn't know that's what that meant.
Yeah, bien pendejo, Penta.
I love Penta. I am number one Penta.
Tres en el hoyo.
Tú haces tres en el hoyo. But when he said bien pendejo, I'm like, damn. Like, that's not even a no sabo kid shit. That's how you know he knows his shit.
Yeah, he was born into the business, and you can tell. And, WWE, for their faults, and they have many, they have been smart in putting him, because, more gringo fans love him, love what he does, and recognize him, and then the Mexican fans have embraced him so well.
Yeah, I feel like at first there was this whole he's not as good as his dad, or he's not as good as Eddie, he tries to copy Eddie or his dad. I think now that he has his own thing.
Dad, Eddie.
Yeah. But now, I'm like, oh no, he's his own thing.
Yeah, and
Dirty Dom, yes, tiene that lineage que is very present, right? Pero he's his own thing. Hace sus propios, su labia está bien chingona. Let's be honest. Tiene labia el vato. Tiene labia y se lleva. So I'm like, you know what? I like it.
I love it. He made a true character with what he had. And you know, I'm a big fan. I'm a dork to see like the dynasty of luchadores.
Yes.
But this is one where I'm like, fuck, actually, it would have been a mistake if he would have just done the mask.
Yeah. No, this whole thing where, you know, with Eddie, and it's not obviously, we'd rather Eddie be alive, but him, like, it almost keeps him alive and relevant even more, right? And obviously, I don't want to get hate for that because you're going to be like, oh, he's a legend already.
Yeah.
Pero it reminds you of him porque el bigote, los pinches movimientos que hace. So it's like, no, este güey sí sabe. So it's not like a Nepo baby.
Yeah, no,
it
not
doesn't
at all.
feel like some Nepo baby shit, right? So so to see him now infiltrate contra, you know, primero se quería chingar a sorry, I'm
Octagon Junior. Esa máscara no te pertenece.
Esa máscara no te pertenece. Right? So that's what I mean. Like, from there to now, possibly having a rivalry con Vikingo, because Vikingo is the title holder. So let's talk about that main event. Porque como dice, esa máscara no te pertenece. I tweeted, and I will put it up right here. A couple of months ago, I tweeted something like, it would be hilarious if it's a different guy under the mask every time, right? Because they were trying to speculate about Chad Gable y el tatuaje del gran americano, y a veces lo tenía, y a veces lo tapaba. So, I'm like, it'd just be hilarious if it's just someone else every time, and it's visible, de que siempre. So when I saw that tall ass motherfucker walk out, I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
I remember.
I'm like, this is perfect.
You predicted it.
This is hilarious. So me cae más bien este que el Chad Gable. Tiene más carisma.
Bro does his research, because you know the beauty of wrestling behind the scenes, you know, their fans, they nerd out for each other.
Yes.
And I think when you allow that to get its way into the product, they put so much love into it, and they clearly have been following the chisme, because also it's his work environment info, and he knows all the shit that happened to him, that for those who don't know, Octagon Jr.
Or
like,
encyclopedia of Lucha here.
Okay. We're gonna put a graphic. Pero eras una vez en un lugar de La Mancha, en una firma de autógrafos, estaba allí Octagon Jr., versión AAA. Llegó Octagon, el original, que ahorita tiene una demanda con AAA que claramente ya se chingó porque no va a poder luchar legalmente contra WWE. Sí, estaba contra AAA, de repente ganaba, pero bueno. Bueno, en fin, ese el Octagon original llegó a la firma de autógrafos de Octagon Jr., se lo comenzó a chingar y a sapear y decirle, esa máscara no te pertenece, ese nombre no te pertenece.
As an Aries, low-key, I have to stand, like, low-key,
I mean, respect in a way. You know, that's your job.
Pero también ya que se cae. Ya siéntese, señor, por favor.
Es a nuance subject, ¿no? Pero bueno, anyways, that's the person that got jumped by Dominic. Regresando.
ADHD is the podcast for neurodivergence, queers, and everybody in between. So, yes, like, it's been historic to see this in the main event. Por eso yo digo, sí son ellos más nada que verientos, right? The Chad Gable, let's talk about Dragon Lee, because there's been memes about he's just been forgotten by WWE.
Pobrecito. Así como esa escena en Toy Story where Andy drops Woody. That was WWE with Dragon Lee. Like, you know, at least Penta, you know, I know he hasn't won in a bit, and that's why.
Pero they use him.
Yeah, but they have been giving him
Quieren
a
que haga el bailecito, because people go crazy. Oh, sorry, me corrigió esa vez, me dijo, no es un bailecito, es una entrada, un caminado. So I'm like, you're right, no es un bailecito,
es una caminada. Entonces aprenda, gente. But anyways, what was I talking about?
De repente si le dan chance aunque pierdan. Porque I do hate it cuando dicen que uno nomás pierde.
Yeah, so Dragon Lee for a while was the hottest thing ever, you know? Forged in Japan, in the style that they have. Unlike a lot of his other fellow luchadores, had like a marked body. Like, very much.
Put a picture of
it. Sí, he would, honestly. If you're listening by any chance.
Our contact information.
No tengo compromisos, estoy saludable, pero bueno. He was the hottest thing ever, like technical, comes from Lucha Dynasty. I think the name though definitely never worked in his favor.
No,
like that's a name that almost makes sense for his fellow luchadores, but for like the public at large, it doesn't really sell you a character. So it ends up, in my opinion, his mask looks cool and everything, but he does give a little bit of the generic luchador.
Yeah, that's what I was giving. It's giving me like mucha lucha, like which I love. Like we love mucha lucha, but it's generic, which where you. Como él, como ya tienen a Ray,
Sí.
And yes, we know what Ray looks like, pero Ray ya no se quitó la mask like that in any of his fights. So Dragon Lee is just it's kind of like como Ray Fenix. Unfortunately, I think I love Ray Fenix. I think he's, in my opinion, I like him in the air better than I like Penta. But he's just not as charismatic, and his mask is not as like, ¿cómo se dice? Ay, es que estamos
That's cool, chida,
estamos alterados, así que
it's iconic.
Yeah, so it's not as recognizable, right? So se les va, y luego they use different masks. So all of that la gente se lo olvida, especially if it's not someone involved in the culture like that.
Mm-hmm.
So con Dragon Lee ya como que estaba bien olvidadito. So it's good that he's getting some TripleMania. And I don't want to fucking hear about like, oh, los compraron para ponerlos ahí. Like, why are you guys being classist? I love WWE I love Lucha more, like, in the way that I've seen other people. And I'm sorry if I don't remember the Exóticos that said this. The specific Exótico, no me acuerdo, pero they said that WWE is 5 minutes of actual wrestling and 20 minutes of prep talk, right? And that's their entertainment. Es una novela. And it is. My grandma loves that shit. And I do too, right? Pero en Lucha no. En Lucha tienes que estar entertained. Es como un circo, güey.
Sí, lo critican diciéndole circo, pero fuck it, I like the circo.
Exactly. You gotta be engaged, right? So yes, WWE is more storytelling and we respect that, pero that's what I mean. And, you know, it's a good merger. A mí me gusta that they're doing this, and that's why it's so fun that el Dominic está ahí, because it brings his own, you know, his own story. Ahora acá, y trae sus amiguitos. Ahora acá. So it's a good merger. Like, I'm so fucking happy that this is happening.
A mí me encanta.
I wish I would have been there.
Ay, sí.
Somos pobres y de familias numerosas, así que si blow up, like this video.
Please.
Lupe, what's your prediction? ¿Quién gana?
Well, it's tough to decide. On one hand, we know WWE is betting a lot on El Hijo del Vikingo. They're betting so much on him that even though the people right now do reject him, they're still hung up on Alberto el Abusador. Fuck that dude. Although El Hijo del Vikingo, I heard rumors, so tampoco es un santo por así decirlo. That's like the more dark shit. So sorry to digress.
Esos son otros videos.
Sí.
This is just the first
But,
podcast.
you know,
we gotta keep it light.
On one hand, it could be El Hijo del Vikingo. He's clearly getting the push. WWE has faith in him. I have faith for what he can do. There's a lot of stuff that he needs to work. But
I love Hijo del Vikingo.
Yeah.
And I do agree that he has a lot to work on in the way, porque I loved him in TNA. I saw him here in LA también. He just does awesome air moves too, and he does great moves on the ropes. Like, it's bien chingón el pinche Vikingo.
Sí, he's such a daredevil.
But he's not great with selling a story.
No.
He's not an actor,
No.
the guy. So es bien rancio para hablar. I'm like,
and you know, if you look
and we
at,
met him, so great guy, bien buena onda, Eli Phoenix. We'll post pictures here cuando los conocimos. And I'll probably put a little blog up about that day.
Yeah.
I'll put up our stories, you know, so. But yeah, like, yeah, sorry I interrupted you, my bad.
No, it's okay. That's why we're here. What is life if not a series of never-ending interruptions? And a cycle of death and rebirth and suffering. But anyways, regresando, so it could be El Hijo del Vikingo. I think there's a good chance. It could be Dominic, but I think too soon. I think maybe, hopefully they let him be a main threat for a bit. Maybe him.
We gotta get the chase.
Yes.
It'll be like some Tom and Jerry shit.
Yeah, I want him to get vicious, fucking them over because the opportunity slipped away.
Yeah, for him to crash more shows. Yeah, there's gotta be a chase.
Yeah, because whatever happens, I think a back and forth between El Hijo del Vikingo and Dominic will be epic. Yeah, like a chase there. Like if maybe with El Grande Americano he fucks up and fucks him over.
So that's what I'm thinking. Yo pienso que they're cheaters. There's, you know, Dirty Dom is not called Dirty Dom for no reason.
Yes.
So yo pienso que él, you know, tenemos, you know, supposedly sus amiguitos in the cartelera con supposedly, right, Mr. Iguana, supposedly, well, it's not, I haven't seen anything confirmed, pero yo lo vi en algún lugar del internet oscuro.
Too.
Yeah. Yo lo vi, no lo soñé.
Sí, no, yo también lo vi.
Yes, because I remember thinking that, I'm like, oh my god, like these names together, I would have never, so, yeah, like, I'm like, these two cheating asses are gonna do something.
Yeah.
So, yo pienso que sí, pero porque tal vez, you know, I don't think Americano tampoco lo gane, but I feel like there's gonna be some
Yeah.
cheating there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think they're trying to tread a little bit of still, you know, because all wrestling, to be honest, is pork chop nationalism. When it's in Mexico, the Mexicans are the good ones,
Yeah.
everybody's evil, the United States versa, like
Mm-hmm.
that's just how wrestling is. So I think even though they have been pushing their guys as like lethal, WWE still wants to respect that, like, you know, the home crowd. So I don't think it'll be El Grande Americano. So
Yeah,
for
no,
sure,
no,
let's
no.
just
They're
start him.
fucking, you know, redacted. Se lo agarran. No.
Triple H, amenazado por el cartel de Sinaloa.
Secuestrado.
Queremos la cabeza del Grande Americano, perro. Si no vamos por tu familia.
De tiro la feria lo llama del Mencho. Hey, perro, no cuelgues, güey, soy Mencho.
Sí.
I was gonna be them calling you. Okay, for legal purposes, these are jokes.
Yes, in Minecraft.
But I think so too. I hope that we get a chase. I mean, si lo gana, I feel like we would get more drama, and the drama se presta fácil if he doesn't win,
Sí,
because then
sí.
it's the chase, and then they could set up como si if they cheat, but then they come out and mess it up and something,
Sí,
right? Like,
because, you know, the way I see it, even if Tom doesn't win, the people that like him will still be cheering for him. The fans that don't like El Hijo del Vikingo get someone that
Yeah.
they can cheer on. And
Ódiame más.
Yeah. And El Hijo del Vikingo right now, if you go into the kayfabe, if you go like Lucha Libre is real, okay, he's one of the top aerial flyers in the world.
He
Of
is.
AAA, one of the top companies in the world. So
And
he should,
and
he
he's
should
been
be able
in
to beat
different
this
places,
mocoso,
yeah,
you know?
Yes.
Yes, so.
You know what? I love that you say that. El pinche nalgas miadas de cómo
Sí,
te dijo
sí,
Penta.
pinche culicagado.
Culicagado, nalgas miadas. And he's
Sí.
right. Yeah, like, como te dije, I've seen Vikingo in different,
Sí.
you know, not just with WWE. So, yeah, I mean, he should have that,
Sí,
you know,
sí,
para ganarles a
sí,
estos nadaquebrientos,
sí.
not that dames. But it's
Sí,
too soon.
in the
Too
kayfabe,
soon.
that's what we should be seeing, and that's what I'm hoping
So
for.
they were calling
and-
for a
yeah.
retain.
Retention, but with controversy.
Retain.
Yeah.
You know what? I love Hijo del Vikingo. I don't care. Like, so I want him to win.
Yeah.
I love Dirty Dom too, especially what he's, you know, him now.
Sí.
Pero I still want. I feel like también los van a criticar si llega y Dom va a decir, oh,
Sí.
para eso los compró WWE,
Sí,
para
sí.
meter a sus.
Sí, para mí ya.
Can y'all enjoy shit like
I
me?
know.
Like,
Sometimes I swear nobody hates pro wrestling more than pro wrestling
yeah,
fans.
like, ay, tómense algo así para que los pongan en
Sí.
un good mood.
Oh, tómense un churro.
I do like that Lady Flamet is also gonna be on it.
Sí.
I am one of her stans, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, she's one of the
I
top
do really like her style. But yeah, like she's gonna be in the tres, ¿verdad? Right? Natty? I
Sí,
forgot what her name is,
Nari,
right?
sí, esa
I feel like
Nari.
Mason would tell us
Sí,
all the
where is
info.
he? Y está Fabia Pache,
Mhm.
who's one of the top-notch
Mexican.
Mexican luchadoras ever. I saw her in LA once in a show. Excellent performer.
Yes, that's
No-
what I wanted to ask you, Laura, because I'm not very familiar. I mean, I love Lady Flamer, but I'm gonna be honest, because I didn't like look at her. I was like, oh, let me follow her because I've seen her wrestle. I'm like, this wrestler is so cute, and I want to see her wrestle. So then I follow her.
The Flammer creo que se me va la onda, así que feel free to correct me in the
I just know
comments.
that she's in that like Tóxicas, no? Or what
Yeah,
is
she's
it?
parte de
Yeah,
las
es parte de
Tóxicas.
las Tóxicas. See, we know we know things.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was her, because for a while AAA had like a partnership with Marvel, and she dressed up as one of the characters. I think. And then again, I will be mixing
It
up
might have been
people.
Halloween, okay?
Yeah. And then I think she had a baby too recently, so can you imagine
Oh,
doing that? Yeah. And then Fabia Apache is the daughter of the legendary El Gran Apache, who was this short, stocky lucha. Well, when I started seeing him, like
I'll put pictures.
early 2000s, you know, ya estaba embarnecido. And you know, he was one of the crowd favorites and one of the people that back then would teach other luchadores, because AAA doesn't have like the more, at least, institutionalized lucha
Oh, no, yeah.
academy like
pues sí,
CML.
no, pues claro.
So El Gran Apache, he had like that important role, and that's why, you know, his daughter Fabia Apache is a very good wrestler, which is a challenge in Mexico to be a good luchadora, because you have like teachers that don't respect you, partners that don't respect you, like it's already a tough profession no matter what.
Yeah.
But then kind of like with women's basketball, you bring even less money,
Oh
and because
my
you bring even
God.
less money, you'll get even less support.
And it's even more
Yeah,
controversy.
yeah.
Like, it's almost a controversy that keeps you relevant.
And then I think, to be honest, that's a longer
Yeah,
plática.
that's otro video.
Yeah.
Espérenlo.
Sí.
Como dice Niurka, espérenlo.
Sí, but Fabi Apache va a ser un manjar, so let's hope for the best because she can deliver.
And we also have Psycho Clown.
Psycho Clown y...
Para ganar contra los Garza, which honestly I don't...
Yeah, no.
So obviously we don't like los... I feel like that's, colonizer versus los nacos,
Los
right?
pachilocos.
Yo soy psicóloga, I don't care.
Sí,
I don't
sí.
care. Pero that's what I mean, I'm like, son como los niños nice, los niños de
Sí,
papi,
los pipiris nice.
Los pipiris nice contra
La
los
Marta
de barrio.
Sí, sí.
Right? So of course, I mean, no nos tienen que preguntar a quién le vamos. So I hope that we get it, because it's TripleMania. It's
Yeah,
supposed to,
yeah,
I hope that we
yeah,
take it,
yeah,
tienen que ganar, tienen que ganar, eso está en México,
You
tienen
gotta
que
put the
ganar.
meme with los Garza de... así se les dice, mamá, nacos.
Or those episodes of La Rosa de Guadalupe, but with them, like, it's just, I want, obviously, we also met them, right? Oh my God. Psycho Clown's muscles were crazy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
ripped, bro.
Estamos Psycho
Somos
locas.
that's what, dude. It was all like
Yeah.
super mellow people that
Yeah.
like paid to like
Yeah.
go see the VIP, right? And we're the only ones. As soon as they walked there, like,
Sí.
"Somos Psycho Locas!" Woo! And they're like, "Oh yeah!"
Yeah.
And even before they came out, we were already like, Ray, Phoenix, right?
Sí,
We're
sí.
saying some shit because we saw them coming, so it was quite. I feel like they remember us. They remember us. I feel like,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I sure as hell remember being around those arms. Just keeping it real. Psycho
Which we
Clown
will
también.
always do at Lucha
Mhm.
411. But, like, there's nothing that's been, like, the whole thing is, the whole cartelera is not out yet. Is there anybody else that you feel like will be out?
Well, we have El Mesías contra
Oh,
Dr.
sí,
Wagner.
cierto. You're
el
right.
hijo-
Sorry.
El Dr. Wagner tercero.
I'm
el
sorry,
hijo-
who we also met. I'm sorry.
Sí.
We loved your fit,
Sí.
by the way, that day.
Sí,
De verdad,
epic,
bien
epic.
pinche
Uf,
chingón.
recontra.
10 de 10.
Sí, sí, sí.
You're right. So cuéntanos, porque, I'm not super familiar.
Well, El Mesías,
El
a lot
Mesías.
of the fans from the US will know him as Mil Muertes from Lucha Underground.
Oh, I love this lore. You only get this
Yeah.
lore on Lucha for
Yeah.
1-1.
And when I met him, I mean through TV, I haven't seen him in person, was
Yes,
like
no.
like 2006-07, they introduced him as a rival of the second version of La Parca.
Oh.
Yeah, Muerte Cibernética. Like Cibernético, the OG rival of La Parca, brought him over. And then he unmasked, and then his other wrestling name was Ricky Banderas. Se me va la onda, pero... But later on, he started going by El Mesías. And Cibernético had like the gimmick of like a religious cult, and then he kind of like split the cult.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's both plays just like regular muscle dude, and he also plays kind of like cult leader, which I love.
Some Manson shit
yes,
going on
yes,
there.
yes. So many fantasies and repressed stuff worked out through that gimmick for me.
Oh, yeah, I
So-
love this lore.
Yes, so that's El Mesías. So he's very beloved. And then el hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. o le deberíamos de decir Wagner tercero.
I
una
remember
vez.
we had
Sí.
this conversation when we were at Worlds Collide. If he has a son,
Sí.
would it be
El
El hijo del hijo?
El hijo de... Yeah, at this point just start numbering them.
Yeah. Squared.
But he's a favorite of like the more what I would call, not necessarily because I like him, but he's a favorite of like the Mexican bro fan. The one who really wants to see el lucha ras de lona y le caga todo lo que sea más diversión de niños.
Yeah.
Ese tipo de fan. Le encanta mucho el hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., el hijo Wagner III, and I like him too because he really
I
is
think
good.
we're just gonna say
Yeah,
what you said.
yeah, he's really good at the
Wagner the third.
ras de lona, strong style. He was a sensation in Japan. His gear looks cool. His body looks cool. So
You know what?
yeah.
I think I remember reading about it. Now that you
Yeah.
mentioned the Japan thing,
Yeah,
I might have read
fue una
about it.
sensación en Japón.
Yeah,
So
I think I remember reading about that briefly somewhere.
So
Once
make sure
upon a
to check
time.
out the match. It's 1-against-1, so they both can show off in very cool ways. I think Wagner Tercero though, he's like younger, obviously more in shape. So let's just see
no mames,
if El
un
Mesías
señor.
can keep up. Yeah, because
Esos señores like
Yeah.
when like you play. It's like putting like a high school kid who plays
Yeah.
soccer for his like school against a señor that plays every Sunday and a team.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like the guy's still good, the señor. He plays every Sunday on a team. But he's still a señor.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
that's the only thing, but we'll see.
Pero Lucha Libre, that shit doesn't matter. Like, señores
No.
will fucking,
No,
it's Lucha Libre,
como
no.
El Perro Aguayo, you know,
Mhm.
or Gori Guerrero, like he looks so old in his last
Les vale
matches.
madre, les vale
Yeah.
madre.
Cause see, that's the thing I like about Lucha. They really live it. They don't see themselves as actors. They're like,
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
this is an
yeah.
extension of me.
Yes, and they put it out in their performance too. I think
Mhm.
again, and maybe we're biased, and let us know in the comments if you feel like we are. But I don't know. Es otro
Sí,
pedo.
es un estilo de vida.
It's más. It's more genuine, and I think like in WWE you don't get that. You know, like you don't get that super personal.
Sí.
And maybe I'm being parasocial a little bit, but like you know, like for example, I don't know, maybe I am being
Yeah,
parasocial, but
no.
I just do feel like you get more of
A connection.
a connection through the performance
Yeah.
of those luchadores.
Yeah.
Like okay, let's, you know, we're already 27 minutes, so we gave our thoughts, but I guess to end it with my last thoughts, and then we'll go to your last thoughts. That's what I think about Mr. Iguana. Like, people didn't know him. I didn't know who he was. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, you lo conocí ese vato. I didn't know who he was. So cuando lo vi, salió, and he was, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, he's gonna come out and he's gonna stand up. The whole time he was,
Sí.
and people were going crazy. So I'm like, oh, who's this guy? And obviously, if I'm at a Worlds Collide event, I know that the crowd knows who he is.
Sí.
And the crowd went insane when he came out. Insane. And to see his performance, and como que lo elevó, right?
Sí,
Ver como he fed off of that. Vio como la crowd reacted to him, to La Yesca.
Uh-huh.
And it almost like, and I feel like we shared something
Yeah,
with
we
him.
did. It's to me, not all the time, but Lucha Libre at its best, when it works well, is two things. Well, I guess three things. A sport, because it's still physical as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like a ritual, because there is some kind of shared connection and a trauma that you work out
That's so beautiful.
in the stories. And I forgot about the
The
third one.
performance?
So I said performance and ritual, and I don't know. I guess two.
Fuck, I'm sorry. I feel
Yeah.
like I interrupted you.
No, it's okay, but you know, it's like it is a ritual. You just at its best, you know. Oh, the third thing, also a party.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like you go to the club, you go to a Lucha Libre
You're
show, you're
living a good
screaming,
time.
moving.
Like, it's
Yeah,
a great time.
yeah.
You wake up the next day and
Yeah.
you can't even talk.
Yes,
Depending on what other stuff
Yes.
you do at the event.
yes. It's a sport, a ritual, and a party. That's how I see it.
Yeah, like, so that's what I mean. Like that's what I mean. And of course, you know, the WrestleMania, I'm not saying que no se chingan esos güeyes, right? Like Jey Uso and all of the girls.
Sí.
If I'm ever gonna talk in this channel about WWE, it's mostly gonna be
Yeah,
about the girls.
they
I
steal the
love
show.
the girls.
They
The
steal
girls
the
will
show.
always give you such a good show, and they're not gonna talk. Yeah, they have their lore, but
Yeah.
ellas sí se chingan, right?
Sí.
So that's what I mean. I'm like, yes, I know they work so hard, and to them it's such a big deal to be
Yeah.
like, fuck,
Yeah.
I was a superstar
Mhm.
during this, you know, WrestleMania, whatever. Pero it's like, yes, it's important, but no hay esa like conexión unless maybe you meet
Sí.
them. And even, I don't know, you know, Gunther is a heel, but we saw what he
Sí.
told the girl that, you know, 9 hours, why did she do that she was stupid.
Yeah.
Not that he basically told her
Sí.
like, you're stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, peak heel behavior.
I
I'm
love
like,
that.
El General, like,
Sí,
I'm gonna
sí.
fucking take my hat off to you, right?
Sí.
Like, Jesus. I would cry if,
Yeah.
you know, I would fucking cry. But he's a heel, right? But
Yeah.
that's what I mean. I'm like, you think fucking these guys como de México, que es unas arenas bien chiquitas.
Sí, sí.
You want, you know,
Sí.
would tell somebody that?
Sí, como esas luchas en las plazas de toros, donde se están mentando la madre.
Sí, donde con las palomitas,
Sí.
like literally naturally right now
Sí.
people laughing at satire, but it's so real.
Sí.
You do.
Mhm.
Come on, that fucking clip that
Sí.
went viral with La Parca where he like
Sí.
beat that guy up.
Sí.
Like it's true.
Sí,
You're
sí,
in there.
sí,
Like you are.
sí.
If, that's why that thing too, you know, it's like pinche cultura. Porque digo que maybe that's where we're biased. Porque mira lo que pasó con Stone Cold and that lady, right? That they're
Sí.
like, oh shit, like she's gonna sue and all these things, and it's like,
Sí, ay no, sí.
and it's like, we started seeing all the tweets, right, of the people that are from Latin America, where
Sí.
it's like, if I'm paying this
Sí,
much money,
sí.
you better run me over. Like
Sí,
I
sí.
need some action here. So
Ay,
yeah, you know, if you right there, te van a tocar putazos, o te van a
sí,
quitar algo, or
sí.
you,
es
it's
muy
amazing.
interactivo,
Yeah,
claro.
and it's just the lucha style period. Porque también cuando fui al show de TNA,
Ajá.
y estaban ahí, I'm sorry, estoy alterada, así que no sé ni quién era,
Sí.
pero estaban peleando,
Sí.
and they were right there in the crowd. They took somebody's
Sí.
popcorn, and
Sí,
it was
I love
amazing.
that.
It was
You-
amazing.
You know, one of my favorite moments was actually I saw the original Parca, Elia Park, Adolfo Tapia,
Mm.
and I moved out of the way so he could throw someone in my chair, and I felt so happy.
Exactly, and those moments are so interactive and so
Sí,
little. Like, I mean, I
sí.
feel like in WWE, because they are, you know, they are superstars, and it's almost like a threat to like
Sí.
touch them and things, right? Because they're
Sí.
treated as like superstars.
Mhm.
It's like you can't. They have to, you know, it has to be more like that guy who took the boot and like hit the other guy with it,
Sí.
right? I mean, not the
Sí.
boot, the prosthetic, and that was fun.
Sí.
Look how viral that went.
Sí.
That's genuine. That's something everybody's gonna
Mhm.
remember forever. So yes, your thoughts closing out.
Va a ser algo histórico. It's gonna be historical. AAA was in the brink of disaster, and honestly, it feels weird because you know it is US taking over big lucha
We
company.
validate those feelings also, and we'll
It's-
make a video about
yeah,
validating those feelings as
So,
well.
It's gonna impact the
It's corporate.
indies.
It's corporate.
But to be honest, it has breathed fresh air into AAA, and it's the first time in a bit that I'm hyped to see what happens.
It's I love it. I as someone who again went with her to Worlds Collide. I wish we were going to this one,
Yes,
but
I know.
we will
Para
get
la
there
próxima.
eventually with your support.
Yes.
And if you liked anything that we yapped about, please subscribe and like. We're missing 2 people, and no, and we say that it's 4 people in our Lucha 411. That's why it's called Lucha 411.
Yes.
Lucha Lupe, Lucha Lily. We have Mason, my kiddo, who is right now in summer break, summer
break.
vacation, summer break. Yippee! So they're doing their own thing right now and unavailable. And Danny Lucha, who is also unavailable because of work reasons, but we'll get them here to
Yes,
give us their
yes.
thoughts, and they're more about the older, you know, WWE and WCW
Yeah,
lore.
Mason is an encyclopedia.
Yeah, everybody here besides I'm just more of a casual observer. But everybody else is an encyclopedia here, and we hope that you like it, and we hope that you subscribe, and we will try to bring you accordingly interviews as well. So stay tuned and subscribe. This was
Thank
Lucha
you.
411.